Testing 1, 2, 3. Good afternoon. It is story time. Hi. How's it going, everybody? Been tracking the TikTok ban. How's everybody else doing? I haven't done much content lately because I've been sick I've been real sick. But I'm finally through it, I think. Thank you. Yeah. Uh-oh. This lighter's out of fuel. I am having a great day. Thank you. Ooh, watching from Puerto Rico. How is the recovery going in Puerto Rico? I'm certainly praying for no more hurricanes for a while. My voice sounds a lot better than last time. Thanks. The incense is, it's called Incense of the West, from Santa Fe. Incense, I think. Incense of the West. Incencio de Santa Fe. Looks like that. It's backwards, but... I generally like incense that doesn't have any chemicals or, any random carcinogens. I mean, smoke is technically carcinogenic anyway, but I feel like there are certain things that are probably worse being burned than others, and a lot of incense tends to have it. I don't know. Like scented candles tend to have a lot of weird stuff in them. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of a purist. The tea is turmeric tea. Helps my voice. After a long period of research on what kinds of teas would help my voice versus, not. Greetings and salutations to you too. I feel like an entire world has changed since the last time I was live. There's just a lot that is, a lot that's been going on. Anything I'm looking forward to in the coming months? Just more fun voice work, really. Um, I've been working on a number of things, and some of it's slow going because of some personal stuff in my life going on. That is finally coming to hopefully a conclusion this week. Anyway, for anybody who is new to watching me, I like to read things. I like to let's just share in a little bit of wisdom from humanity, and it usually takes the form of different poems and different writings and whatever else, and of course maybe a little bit of spicy. We'll see. Somebody took the front end off of your car. That's no fun. Sorry to hear that. I too. I've had the back end of my car taken off before. That car accidents are, I don't know. Driving is like entering the world of I don't know. It's like dealing in probabilities. It's a little bit of chaos, and we're all just trusting that everybody else is sober and sane behind the wheel. I nearly had a deer take out my car once. I was driving on a long 2-lane highway through the wilderness, and a deer narrowly missed the front of my car by like inches. Yeah, that's no joke. I mean, within 10 years, we'll all be riding in AI driven cars anyway, right? Good evening. Is there any, I see people from UK, Puerto Rico, the US. Anybody from Australia? I don't even know what time it is in Australia right now. Yeah, so if you feel called to share the live, I'm on once a week, and this is, it's just a nice little break with all of you to hang out for a bit, read some stories. The first request I'm going to do is from the community, from Tigress Katie. It's a poem by Reggie Newlin, and it goes like this. She does whatever it takes to make it through one more day. She is not a sinner or a saint. She is a woman, a warrior, with the soul of a survivor and a heart that is in search of peace and love. Mandy requests a poem by Christina Marr. I don't open the door for hurricanes anymore. Not even for those years before goodbye, when we might live happily in its eye. I've hung the last of the pictures back on the wall, and I've sealed the last of the cracks. I've reshelved the last of my books, and I've set my life back on its tracks. I am forward motion. I am no longer at the mercy of the roil of the ocean. And so now at love's start, I've promised my heart, I will not place it in hands meant to tear it apart. Getting a little bit of a crackle here. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Your new Quinn addiction. You're welcome. I think the only reason that that Quinn and other platforms like it have been getting so popular is because, I mean, in a way, it's sort of like it's one of the cultural antidotes to the patriarchy in a weird way, because people listening are able to explore all of their deepest and darkest desires and fantasies in a safe place where they don't have to be, it doesn't come with the challenge of dealing with somebody. Let me see. Jules requests a Pablo Neruda. Oh, this is one of my favorites. It's good to see you too. Thanks for joining me. Pablo Neruda, probably one of the greatest love poets ever. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you simply, without problems or pride. I love you in this way because I do not know any other way of loving but this, in which there is no I or you, so intimate that your hand upon my chest is my hand, so intimate that when I fall asleep, your eyes close. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I think that it was Ram Dass. There's a way there's a Ram Dass saying where he talks about how it is often through somebody else, through a partnership, that we find that we get access to a deeper love that we were never able to find ourselves. And sometimes, and I myself appreciate the irony of this, sometimes it's really through love through other people that we are then able to find deeper love for ourselves. Yeah, this is kind of the funny thing is that I tend, I mean, people listen to my work on Quinn and expect a certain kind of sultry spiciness. And of course, that's possible. But, I also like to live in the provocative and profound. So, I scratch both itches at the same time sometimes. Yes, deep thoughts and dad jokes. Let's see. I saw a request fly through here that I was going to check out. Let's see. Mm. This is Love After Love by Derek Walcott. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome. And say, sit here, eat. You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you. All your life, whom you ignored for another who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit and feast on your life. Yeah, there was sort of a realization I had recently, within the past 6 months or so, that it's really, if you think about it, there's only one person who has ever been there through thick and thin, through every experience that we've had, through laughter, through tears, through heartbreak, through purest joy. There's only one person who's been there through all of it, and it's ourselves. So why wouldn't we treat that person with the deepest love and respect? The next poem is from Aranel, Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Peppernell. I'm feeling pretty well. Still a little bit of a throat thing, but I think it's on its way out. So this is Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Peppernell. I hope you find someone who never makes you question your own self-worth. I hope you find someone who chases your happiness as much as their own. I hope you find someone who supports you in the things you are passionate about. I hope you find someone who you can laugh with and sit in silence with and share your deepest secrets with. I hope you find someone who's your lover, your partner, and your friend. I hope you find someone who treats you as their equal, who learns and grows with you and beside you. I hope you find someone who appreciates all the tiny details that make up who you are. I hope you find someone who respects your heart, your family, and your values. I hope you find someone who reminds you that you deserve the love you give. That was from Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Peppernell. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see all of you. We're just reading a few stories. If you are interested in checking out, going a little bit deeper into this rabbit hole, I do have more links, more places to visit through my profile. And the link is safe, by the way. TikTok put a filter on my link, which, too bad. Have I done any planting yet? I have, actually. Yeah, I have a garden full of cilantro right now. It's like the first thing that has popped up. And I've been making guacamole, which I recorded myself making guacamole, and I plan on doing a video on it at some point. Perhaps some sexy guacamole. We'll see. The next request is Temptation Bounds Me by Ronald J. Chapman. And it goes like this. Because of you, you're standing in front of me, tempting me with bright and boundless dreams. Wishing to spend a lifetime with you. Temptation bounds me like a red thread tightening between our hearts, but unable to say goodbye to this heartbroken life. I know my head lays on your chest in some far-off time, listening to your strong heart calling out to me, come closer, in never-ending dreams. I keep looking for your soul, behind your dark brown eyes, seeing only myself looking back at me from distant times. Boundless dreams of an impossible life, rescuing me from a sorrowful soul, calling out to me, come back home. Temptation Bounds Me by Ronald J. Chapman. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Let's see. What are we in? Are we we're in Aries season, right? Still in Aries season. I love my Aries. Oh, we're in Taurus season now? Oh, dang it. Taurus. Sorry. I don't even know what date it is. Did we just entered Taurus season? Okay. All right. Forgive me. I love my Taurus too. I don't know when it is. So, Becca requests a Nikita Gill, one of our favorites. And it's a poem called Everything I Never Asked Him. Everything I Never Asked Him. How often do you tell your mother that you love her? How often has your father held you and let you cry? Did you ever love a soul you always knew would never love you back? Did you ever love a man fiercely enough to hold him close, yet not name him brother? Can you speak of the first girl who broke your heart without calling her something cruel too? Can your heart ever heal from the things you will never tell me were done to you? Is there a worship inside you that calls to the forgotten forgiveness in you? Is there a sacred you wish someone understood, a sweeter language you wish someone else knew too? Have your fingers known fists before they knew the openness of holding hands? Has your skin known bruises before it has known the tenderness of touch? What would you be the god of? What would you be the god of? If they made you a god of soft things, would you finally learn gentle in ways it was withheld from you? Everything I Never Asked Him by Nikita Gill. You know, there's, yeah, I mean, that poem hits right smack in the middle of what I think is sort of, there's sort of a tragedy that is happening around the conversation about the patriarchy that I think is important, is that, like, the masculine and the feminine can't necessarily be separated. They are two parts of a whole. And it is up to both sides to bring out the divine in both. And so how that happens is, you know, a conversation, but one cannot be ostracized or, you know, removed from the other necessarily. All right. So I had a private request sent to me. It's a Khalil Gibran. I don't know if Khalil Gibran did poetry, but it's more like a teaching by Khalil Gibran. And this is Khalil Gibran on pleasure. And it goes like this. Then a hermit who visited the city once a year came forth and said, "Speak to us of pleasure." And he answered, saying, "Pleasure is a freedom song, but it is not freedom. It is the blossoming of your desires, but it is not their fruit. It is a depth calling unto a height, but it is not the deep, nor the high. It is the caged taking wing, but it is not space encompassed. Aye, in very truth, pleasure is a freedom song, and I fain would have you sing it with fullness of heart, yet I would not have you lose your hearts in the singing. Some of your youth seek pleasure as if it were all, and they are judged and rebuked. I would not judge nor rebuke them, I would have them seek. For they shall find pleasure, but not her alone. 7 are her sisters, and the least of them is more beautiful than pleasure. Have you not heard of the man who is digging in the earth for roots and found a treasure? And some of your elders remember pleasures with regret, like wrongs committed in drunkenness. But regret is the clouding of the mind, and not its chastisement. They should remember their pleasures with gratitude, as they would the harvest of a summer. Yet, if it comforts them to regret, let them be comforted. And there are among you those who are neither young to seek nor old to remember, and in their fear of seeking and remembering they shun all pleasures lest they neglect the Spirit or offend against it. But even in their foregoing is their pleasure, and thus they too find a treasure though they dig for roots with quivering hands. But tell me, who is he that can offend the Spirit? Shall the nightingale offend the stillness of the night, or the firefly the stars? And shall your flame or your smoke burden the wind? Think you the Spirit is a still pool which you can trouble with a staff? Oftentimes in denying yourself pleasure you do but store the desire in the recesses of your being. Who knows but that which seems omitted today waits for tomorrow? Even your body knows its heritage and its rightful need and will not be deceived, and your body is the harp of your soul, and it is yours to bring forth sweet music from it or confused sounds. That line, oh my God. And your body is the harp of your soul, and it is yours to bring forth sweet music from it or confused sounds. There it is, right there. And now you ask in your heart, how shall we distinguish that which is good in pleasure from that which is not good? Go to your fields and your gardens, and you shall learn that it is the pleasure of the bee to gather honey of the flower. But it is also the pleasure of the flower to yield its honey to the bee. For to the bee, a flower is a fountain of life, and to the flower, a bee is a messenger of love. And to both bee and flower, the giving and the receiving of pleasure is a need and an ecstasy. People of Orphalese, be in your pleasures like the flowers and the bees. That is Khalil Gibran on pleasure. So my take on that is, in essence, he's saying that pleasure is important and beautiful, but it is not an end. It is a means, in a way. So seek pleasure and enjoy and revel in it, but remember that pleasure is not the thing to worship in and of itself. So, there's this thing that I I've struggled with around Orcus in sort of my journey with this whole thing is that um, there's something that the soul needs to express inside of our pleasures. Like whatever it is that we are finding pleasure in, there's something there that needs to be tended to or something that needs to be explored. And we should be able to explore those things. Audios is one of those places where it's possible to do that in a safe way, which is why I love this. Oh yeah. Taurus does know how to enjoy pleasure. That's for sure. All right. Toxicity level requests another Pablo Neruda. Love Sonnet number 11. I love this one. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a moment. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the moment. And if you want, you can picture yourself in a soft, cloud-like place, surrounded by sunlight and shaded from the heat. And allow somebody to come and join you in that space. And in this perfect moment, between the moments, breathe deep. Let yourself be held. And I invite you to experience this poem. Don't just listen to it, experience it. I crave your mouth, your voice, your hair. Silent and starving, I prowl through the streets. Bread does not nourish me, dawn disrupts me. All day I hunt for the liquid measure of your steps. I hunger for your sleek laugh, your hands the color of a savage harvest. Hunger for the pale stones of your fingernails. I want to eat your skin like a whole almond. I want to eat the sunbeam flaring in your lovely body, the sovereign nose of your arrogant face. I want to eat the fleeting shade of your lashes. And I pace around hungry, sniffing the twilight, hunting for you, for your hot heart, like a puma in the barrens of Quitratru. It's actually Quitra 2, but Quitra True. Ginger Snaps says, the springtime ick has befallen me. Can you please read something that makes me feel less yucky? Why not? I felt this poem a few weeks ago when I was in the springtime ick. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men the last wave by, crying how bright their failed deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. I know you're not sick. I know that you're not dying. I mean, okay. Sometimes feeling sick feels like you're dying. Fine, you're not dying, but this is think of it like a rallying cry. Okay, fine. I'll do something else. Gosh, can't get one past you. All right. You know, some people pick their nose, but I was born with mine. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I know. I'll never read Dylan Thomas again. Terrible. How am I feeling now? I am feeling a little better. You know, I mean, there's still a little bit of the crud left over, but it's going away. I have an intense fear of speed bumps, but I'm slowly getting over it. I posted a really good one on my Patreon. I went to Paris, but it gave me the crepes. Oh. Okay, the next request is a little more sinister. It's from Christina. It's the it's the monologue from Bane in Dark Knight Rises. The monologue. Oh, you think darkness is your ally, but you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and then it was nothing to me but blinding. Now, do you think they actually put a microphone in the mask that he wore, or did they just dub over his, record his lines later? Somebody requested, Put Your Head on My Shoulder by Paul Anka. Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms. Baby, squeeze me. Oh, so tight. Show me that you love me too. Put your lips next to mine, dear. Won't you kiss me once, baby? Just a kiss goodnight, maybe. You and I will fall in love. People say that love's a game you just can't win. If there's a way, I'll find it someday. Then this fool will rush in. Put your head on my shoulder, whisper in my ear, baby. Words I want to hear. Tell me that you love me too. You love me too. Put your head on my shoulder and say you love me. The song repeats itself, so I'm going to stop there. But I do love that song. Amanda Joyous requests a poem by Helen Marie. Fall in love with. Fall in love with the process of watering, nourishing, and nurturing your soul. Fall in love with self-reflecting. Fall in love with self-awareness. Fall in love with finding self-compassion. Fall in love with embracing healing, for these are the roots that enable you to grow. These are the roots that help nourish the version of you that you've kept hidden for too long. For these are the roots deserving of watering. Fall in Love With by Helen Marie. Thank you for Thank you for my highlight of the week. Um I think honestly my highlight of the week is just reflecting on the gratitude that I've been feeling for, all the things that have come out of being on TikTok. Um, you know, who knows the real reasons why TikTok is going through this, whatever it is in the U.S. government, but it has certainly provided me a really powerful place to share my voice. So I just hope that whatever happens, it lights a fire that causes people to want something different. How long is my hair now? It's getting pretty long. I don't know. Thank you. Marissa requests a poem called A Message from the Rain. You cannot always come like a storm. A cup only holds so much, and if you empty it too quickly, you will be left thirsty. Sometimes a steady drizzle offers more than a downpour. It nourishes, moistens the soil, and encourages growth without flooding. It cools the evening air and offers solace, stillness. Take care not to stretch yourself too thin or give too much at once. You do not always have to come like a storm. Sometimes an evening spring shower will do just fine. That was called A Message from the Rain. Yeah, I doubt that TikTok is sitting still on this one. I mean, I wonder what they're going to do instead. Maybe they just launch a new app that is completely divorced from TikTok, but does most of the same functions. Call Me Q requests a poem by Ronald Chapman called Spring Love. Fires in my heart begin burning with spring's arrival, with warm sunshine I see in your smile, as the fresh spring breeze carries your warm kisses to me. Winter's cold, darkness, and loneliness chased away by your sweet pink lips and your bright smiles. The sunshine reflects in your bright blue eyes, sparkles like the dew on new spring tulips. As bright as the morning spring sky, the sunshine reflects love from your eyes. Fiery passion rises from your soul as dawn breaks. A new day reveals promises in your dark, silky hair. Dreaming here next to you, I paint these words for you, my sweet spring love, with a brush dipped in promises, wishes, and desires on a canvas sewn together with dreams. Spring Love by Ronald Chapman. Everyone, I actually need to take a little bit of a bio break. I will be right back. Sorry for the interruption. I will be right back. All right, what have you all been up to? Shh. Don't tell him. Instigating revolution, huh? Yeah. Mischief managed. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Yeah. It's I mean, I don't know. I love doing these lives. They're a lot of fun for me. Chris requests a poem called "The Ink Dark Moon" by Izumi Shikibu. Watching the moon at dawn, solitary mid-sky, I knew myself completely. No part left out. The Ink Dark Moon by Izumi Shikibu. Hi, thank you. I really enjoy doing the work that I do. Well, yeah, I mean, there have been a number of audios that people have been calling for sequels to, on Quinn especially, and I'm certainly thinking about it and writing it. You know, all kinds of anything can happen. Who knows? Oh boy. This is my recording studio. I do often sit here when I'm recording things, either here or at my desk. Yeah. Roommate's Dad Part 2. I know it's a popular one. I feel like I've inadvertently been dubbed by Gen Z to have hot dad energy or something like that. I don't know. Which is, I don't know whether I should be really scared by that or really flattered. Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, it's funny. I feel like, if you go back and look at my earliest TikToks, I did not have this much white in my beard. Like you can literally see me aging through my TikToks. Which, it would be such a shame to lose TikTok because it's like a timeline of my life in a weird way. Ivory Lou requests a poem by Deja Ray. And it goes like this. I never learned how to tiptoe around love. I never understood how to separate passion and connection. I don't know how to settle on the surface, and I don't want to know either. I love raw vulnerability and uncensored conversation. I don't want to talk to you. I want to know you. I want to drown in your thoughts and submerge into your mind. I desire a connection that transcends the superficial. My bones ache for intimacy. My heart craves for humanity. My soul yearns with an affinity for all people and all things. I never learned how to tiptoe around love. By Deja Ray. Oh, are you being very productive at work? Are you being so very productive? Don't even pay attention to the man on the phone. There's nothing to see here, nothing to listen to that could ever distract you from what you're doing. Shh, 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 shh. Quiet that mind. Don't even worry about a thing. To those of you who are listening to spicy audios while working, naughty, naughty. I saw a request for Oh Me, Oh Life by Walt Whitman. Let's see. I feel like there should be some spicy poetry written in the voice of Walt Whitman. Like, what would Walt Whitman write if he were writing something really hot and heavy? I come multitudes. Oh, God. All right. Oh me, oh life. Of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, of myself
forever reproaching myself. For who more foolish than I, and who more faithless? Of eyes that vainly crave the light, of the object's mean, of the struggle ever renewed, of the poor results of all, of the plodding and sordid crowds I see around me, of the empty and useless years of the rest, with the rest me intertwined. The question, oh me, so sad, recurring, what good amid these? Oh me, oh life. Answer that you are here, that life exists, and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Okay, write a couple of pickup lines and I'll read them. Just don't get me in trouble too much. Really, the only one that I know is this one. Psst. How about we get you out of these wet clothes? Are you tired? You've been running through my mind all day. Here's my name. Don't forget it, because you'll be screaming it all night long. I'm here for any dad joke. Why does Snoop Dogg carry an umbrella? I don't know. Faux drizzle. Oh, gosh. I got to drink my tea for that one. Yeah, that's good. Yep. I'll take it. Thank you. I will put it on my tombstone. Thank you very much. What does a baby computer call its father? Data. Uh-huh. Yes, I do have two teacups with me. I opted to do two because oftentimes I run out of tea if I just do one cup in about 45 minutes or so. But sometimes my throat needs the extra push. Oh, I like that joke. You play football, you're certainly a keeper. Of course, that's for people who call it football, which I know is most of the world. I was a keeper for many years. I was a goalie, and yeah, unfortunately, I had to work really hard when I was a keeper because my team was not that good. So I did a lot of work. I was really in shape when I was a keeper. Yeah, thankfully, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was the crutch that my team relied on, but whenever I had the ball, I when I was a kid, I somehow had the advantage of being able to drop kick the ball really far, even when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I could drop kick the ball far enough to get all the way to the other side of the field. Um, so oftentimes what would happen is I would get the ball, I'd drop kick it down, then my team would do terribly at controlling it and then lose control and then send it back to me, and then it just be this cycle that happened over and over again. What do you call an angry carrot? Oh, thank you for the lightning hands. Steamed veggie. Oh no. Steamed veggie. That would work for anything. What do you call an angry celery? Or an angry, I don't know, an angry potato? Oh gosh. I still like the one, if two vegans are having an argument, is it still a beef? Happy Tuesday to everybody. Oh God, they have beet. Oh, that's good. I like that. Can I pick up one of the red books and just read something that pops up? Oh, one of these red books. Let's see
Let's do a random thing. These are the complete works of Shakespeare, by the way. So I opened it on Romeo and Juliet. Let's see. Act 2, Scene 4. Enter Benvolio and Mercutio. Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead, stabbed with a white wench's black eye, run through the air with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft with the blind bow-boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt? Romeo and Juliet. Queen Mab speech. What is the Queen Mab speech? Oh. Romeo and Juliet, Act 1, Scene 4. A speech by Mercutio. Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies, athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spiders' legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, the traces of the smallest spider's web, the collars of the moonshine's watery beams. Her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner, a small grey-coated gnat, not so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. Time out, O mind, the fairies' coachmakers. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, or courtiers' knees that dream on courtesies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream. Which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometime comes she with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as a lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth over a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breaches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of healths 5 fathom deep, of and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes. And being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is that very Mab that plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf-locks in foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she. Peace,
Peace, Mercutio, says Romeo. Peace, thou talkest of nothing. True, I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and, being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south. The Queen Mab monologue by Mercutio from Romeo and Juliet. Thank you for the requests, everybody. I only have a couple of minutes left. So I just want to say thank you. I really enjoy spending a little bit of time with you. I am here online on TikTok, at least for the foreseeable future, every Tuesday around the same time, between noon and 4 o'clock at some point, Pacific time in the U.S. So, if you wish to listen to more of the work that I do, you can find me on my profile through the link. The link is safe, I promise. And you can also find me on Quinn. You can find me on Patreon. There are many places you can find me. But, yeah, it's really lovely to connect with all of you, and I sincerely look forward to next time. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Love and kisses.